For many students, this election was their first time to vote. Ryan Owens, a 19-year-old student from Moncton, is one of them. As Leanne Osmond tells us, he sees voting as his civic duty.
Ryan Owens isn't only passionate about soccer. He loves politics, too. He's working on an honors in political science at St. Thomas University, and he's taking this election very seriously.
Usually before the election even starts, I know who I support going into it. But, this time maybe it's because I have that added responsibility of casting my vote that, I'm having a hard time, deciding who I like most.
Ryan went to a number of election events on campus, and not just for the food. According to Statistics Canada, only 2/3 of Canadians in their 20s voted in the past national election. Ryan says it's unfortunate more students aren't responsible citizens. He's not the only one who feels that way. So does the province's finance minister, Greg Byrne.
It's very important to students to vote because they can actually shape future policy with respect to student issues.
Young people fail to understand how much of an impact they can have on the future. Ryan says the school system could help encourage students to vote.
If we had a civics class that everyone took that taught you the importance of government, the importance of voting, the importance of being politically aware, then eventually that would have a clear and direct effect on youth voter turnout.
A bulletin released by Statistics Canada stated the higher the level of education, the more likely young people are to vote. For Ryan Owens, it's just a matter of responsibility. For Stu Journalism, I'm Leanne Osmond.
During the election season, we're used to seeing campaign ads everywhere we look. For the story on who comes up with these, here's Alex Wiedenhoff.
The race is almost over for the candidates in this year's election. With the finish line just around the corner, the would-be representatives of Fredericton and its surrounding areas are picking up the pace, making public appearances at barbecues, attending live debates, and going door to door to meet their constituents. Greg Byrne is the Liberal candidate for Fredericton-Lincoln. His headquarters are located in the heart of downtown Fredericton. There, hard-working volunteers work around the clock to secure his title as MLA. Wade Flowers is helping to manage Byrne's campaign. He says that the best form of advertising for students has been to show up at events in person.
Try to hit all the functions at the same time. You also can't forget that you have to go to each store and meet people individually. So it's a balancing act.
The provincial mandate for a campaign budget is $3.08 per constituent, which works out to almost $31,000 for Byrne's campaign. Mary Ando is the communications manager for Greg Byrne. She says that online advertising has been extremely useful.
Facebook's good because it's literally on such a small level we can have millions and millions of hits and it's inexpensive.
Byrne's Liberals took advantage of Twitter, Facebook, the Weather Network, Canada East Online, and even taxis to display his face to the public. For Stu Journalism, I'm Alex Wiedenhoff.
Some store owners downtown are worried that the new convention center is going to be bad for business. As Alana Duffy reports, the city wants to do away with parking meters to make way for more traffic.
The construction of the conference center in Fredericton has been giving Queen Street business owners a headache. Because of the construction of the center, the city wants to make the street a two-way street. Under the proposed plan, there will be no more paid parking on Queen Street after the conference center is finished. Business owners are worried that getting rid of the parking will affect their businesses. Bejewel owner Trudy Gallagher expressed her concerns over the city's plan.
It's already had a trickle-down effect and started affecting businesses that are directly in front of the law spaces, but one of the biggest complaints we hear from customers is the lack of on-street parking in downtown Fredericton.
Downtown Fredericton Inc. has met with the council and committee voicing their concerns. Mayor Brad Woodside agrees the concerns of the business owners are justified.
I think they are, yes. There's parking has always been a very contentious issue in this community, and when you lose metered parking, people get very, very upset, and it's understandable because they obviously make a living on customers that require parking. So we take complaints and issues very, very seriously.
Nothing is certain about the proposed plan until the third reading and vote on September 28th, but business owners hope that the city will be on their side. For Stu Journalism, I'm Alana Duffy.
In related news, Fredericton's annual Jazz and Blues Festival rocked the downtown this month. Thousands of music lovers boosted local business profits. Alex Kress has more on the story.
The Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival is a remarkable time of year. The city is vibrant with artists and music enthusiasts from its own backyard and away. It's an event that makes it easy to meet new people and find time for old friends. This year was no exception, and businesses in the city's hub reaped the benefits. Many businesses extended their hours to accommodate the spike in spenders. Downtown streets were brimming with festival goers and a variety of music to appeal to everyone's tastes. Relish, a local burger joint, offered customers a treat for the festival palate. This was the first Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival for Relish, and as head chef Addison Saku says, it was insane.
We always had just slews of groups of 8 to 10 people just coming in here all week, all the time. It was a very busy week. It was great for business.
The business not only extended their hours, but marketed 2 harvest-themed burgers, the Harvest Jazz and the Bluegrass, which was made with local grass-fed beef. Saku said he worked 12-hour days all weekend to meet the rush.
When we were from our marketing perspective, we found our ways to get in there, and people they were really loving it.
This was the festival's 20th anniversary and is the largest event of its kind in Atlantic Canada. For Stu Journalism, I'm Alex Kress.
A well-known local restaurant has a new owner. As Alyssa Mosher reports, she also has a new attitude.
Good coffee and a friendly atmosphere are part of Lisa Wilby's recipe for success. She's the owner of the Cedar Tree Cafe on the corner of Aberdeen and York Street in downtown Fredericton.
I wanted to create a really happy, comfortable place for people to come where they could eat healthy food but feel nourished.
The restaurant has been a part of the city for over 5 decades. Wilby only took over a little over a year ago with her family's homemade Lebanese food. Wilby goes about her business a little differently. Not only is most of her food local and organic, but she also owns the only espresso bar in the city. This couple is from St. Andrews. This is the 3rd time they've stopped for a meal at the Cedar Tree Cafe.
We saw it and we thought we'd try it. Yeah. And we know now when we want a good meal, we come here.
Right now, Wilby says money-making isn't her main focus. She only makes enough to pay the bills. But with more customers returning each day, business can only get better. For Stu Journalism, I'm Alyssa Mosher.
Well, that's our show for this week. Remember, you can catch us anytime at www.stutv.ca. For Stu Journalism, I'm Lauren Bird.
And I'm Maria Agnew.
See you next time.
Well, it's a 1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine and I really want to make you mine. I said you look so fine and I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you look like that, do you, honey?